Hello and welcome to Numeristical, bringing you the picks of the day for Saturday, June 22nd. It's about 9:25 in the morning here in California. Let's get going by reviewing the picks from yesterday. We had just two totals picks yesterday and we hit them both, so it was a good day. We picked up 1.87 units about on the totals model, nothing on the money line, nothing on the spreads. So we are now combined money line and totals. We're now just down 1.5 units for the year. So the totals model is actually up about 6 units. Moneyline model is down about 7.5 units. And we didn't have any spreads bets. This was the one from the 20th. So in the spreads model, we're still down a tiny fraction of a unit. Let's go on to picks for today. So here's the full slate of games on the money line and the corresponding probabilities. After our filters, our model is telling us to look at one home team and 3 away teams. So the first home team it likes is the Astros hosting the Orioles. Says to bet them if you could get 116 or better. Let's take a look. Go to Wager Talk, go to Money Lines, and we see that the Astros, we can get 130 at Superbook. So let's mark that down. So the Astros plus 130 at Superbook. So we'll go over here, Astros plus 130. Next up, 3 away teams. First is the Diamondbacks visiting the Phillies. It likes the Diamondbacks. If you can get 240, so they're a big underdog, but they're saying if you can get 240, it's worth it. And let's find that game. And yeah, we're not going to get 240. We got 222 over here at Bookmaker, but not 240. So we won't find a bet there. Next up, the Braves visiting the Yankees. Likes the Braves. You can get 126. So let's see if we can find 126 on the Braves. And yeah, not quite getting 126. Got as high as 117 over here at Bookmaker. But that's the best we're going to get. So no bet there. Finally, the Angels visiting the Dodgers. Likes the Angels if you can get 314. But Pinnacle showing 319. So this is about the most lopsided game we've seen all season that it's even telling us to consider. You can see the model thinks the Dodgers are going to win 71% of the time. But at 314, that means, the model still thinks they'll win 29% of the time. And at a price like 314, that's saying they're going to win, less than 25% of the time. So that's why the model is telling us to make a pick here if we can get it. So saying 314 on the Angels. And sure enough, we got 329 over here at Bookmaker. So this is a case where, actually it's a good case to point out, because this is a case where typically if you're doing like a Kelly style betting or something, it would tell you when you're betting big underdogs, you should actually bet a smaller amount. Because the variance is much larger to get to the long run. But since we're not really messing around with that, I'll just put the full unit bet. But this is by far the most lopsided game that we've looked at in this way this season. So let's put it down. We got the Angels plus 329. I'm still sort of in awe of how lopsided that game is. Okay, so that's all we got on the money line. Let's take a look at our totals. So here's the full set of games for totals and the under and over problems at the various points. And it's telling us to look at, 6 unders. A lot of these are going to be not great opportunities, but let's take a look. So this first one looks like a good opportunity. Cards at the Giants, it's saying under 9. The model's saying minus 141 for under 9 here, and that it's offering minus 112. So there's a pretty big discrepancy. So as always, you want to be careful about if there's anything you're missing. When I see a discrepancy this big, I always wonder if I'm missing something. So, but let's just take a look at what Wager Talk has to say. So, click over to totals. And yeah, you can see here it's Caesars is probably our best bet, under 9 at minus 105. So that's a pretty good bet. It's at the Cardinals. Cardinals don't usually have like a very windy stadium, I believe. So let's just go ahead and mark that down for now. Cards, Giants, or Giants cards. Will be a totals bet. And we want under 9 minus 105. Right, because that's what we're showing here. That's this. Oh no, I'm sorry. Highlighted the wrong game. This one. That's Caesars. Under 9 minus 105. Okay. Next up, and this is another big one, so I'm just going to check the weather real quick because I suspect whenever I see a big mismatch and it's a Cubs home game, it's probably because the winds are blowing out at Wrigley. So let me just take a look at the weather real quick. So sure enough, you see strong wind out to left, to like center left at Wrigley. It's 17 miles an hour. So that accounts for the whole, this big discrepancy. And why the under is so high. Again, I'm going to go ahead, since this is kind of for fun, I'm going to go ahead and just follow the model, but keep in mind that this is a huge discrepancy where I think you should bet at minus 178. That means the model thinks it's even bigger than that, or even more favorable than that, and we're betting at minus 105. And that's because, again, my model does not take into account the weather, and the weather is a pretty significant factor here. But let's go ahead and do it anyway. So let's see what we could find on the Cubs-Mets under. So under 11 looks like we get minus 103 here at Heritage. So let's just put that down. Mets-Cubs. Mets-Cubs totals under 11 minus 103. Okay, next up, Phillies Diamondbacks. Point is 9. They're saying you need a little better than even money to bet this. So let's take a look. So Diamondbacks, Phillies under 9. Yeah, we're not getting better than even money. So no bet there. Next up, Reds, Red Sox. So this is another one with a pretty big discrepancy. The model says, under probability at 9.5 is like 0.65. And yet we're able to bet at it at a pretty good, close to even money number. So let's take a look at what we could get at Wager Talk. So Reds, Red Sox is down here. And at 9.5, we could actually get plus 102 here at Heritage. So plus 102. So let's do that. Reds, Red Sox. Reds, Red Sox. I might have mixed up the order. Totals under 9.5. I think it was at plus 102. So let me double check that. Reds, Red Sox, yeah, right here at Heritage. 9.5 under plus 102. 9.5 under plus 102. Next up, Guardians, Blue Jays under 9. Says you want plus 105, really, plus 106, really. So this is kind of a stretch, but let's take a look. Guardians, Blue Jays, yeah, at 9 we're not getting even money, so no bet there. And then finally, the Dodgers, Angels again, under. They're saying take the under at minus 111, and it's showing minus 115, so we might be able to find it better at another bookie. So let's take a look. Angels, Dodgers. Yeah, we got one spot over here at Bookmaker, minus 110. So let's do that. We'll do Angels Dodgers under 8.5, minus 110. Just got a lot of totals picks today. Just double check that one. 8.5, minus 110. Okay, that's all we got for totals. Let's take a look at the spreads. Again, here's the full set of games. And we can scroll down a little bit so you can see these last few games. And after filters, it's telling us to look at just one home team, one away team. Home team, again, is the Astros. It says if you get minus 135 on the Astros plus 1.5, it's worth a bet. So let's take a look. Click over to spreads. The Astros over here, plus 1.5. Again, we get minus 133. And the model said what? We do minus 135, right? So we'll do that again. So let's put that over here. We'll take the Astros plus 1.5 minus 133. Double check. Yeah, minus 133 at Circa and at Heritage. So we'll do that. And then finally, the Diamondbacks Phillies, it likes the Diamondbacks plus 1.5 if you can get 116. 117 really. Diamondbacks plus 1.5. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere near 116. We'll get 110, plus 110 here. But that's the best we're going to do. So still though, it's a pretty, that's all the things we have to review, but a busy day. This is, I think, the first time we've had 7 bets. 2 of them are on the same team, the Astros. But we got 2 money lines, 4 totals, and 1 spread bet. So a lot to cheer for today. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.